Welcome, everyone, to our second webinar, Adapting and Innovating to the Strange and Unusual Times. I'm joined once again by my master co-host, David Ellis. David, welcome to the webinar.
Yep, really happy to be here. Really happy to be with these guys right now.
Yeah, our last webinar was vastly successful and so many people benefited from the bonus packages that we got. And we had so many people have some major breakthroughs. And today we're going to help people with major breakthroughs. We're going to be getting into some of the nitty gritty stuff that so many of the other pretendinars don't even talk about.
Yes, we actually want to make you guys successful. This is not how we're not doing this halfway. We're doing it all the way. We're giving you the information. We're giving you the tools. We're giving you the technique, strategy, tactics, and yeah. So we're just doing the excuse removal right now, and we're giving you guys everything that you guys need to succeed. Not halfway. This is not going to be a webinar where you come in and you sit down and talk about. We're not cheerleaders. We're the people that will actually make you move forward.
Right.
Okay.
So David, let's start with the technology aspect first that people have to get a grasp on in this modern business world.
Okay, so if you are an online entrepreneur, you want to get forward with your business, they have made it so that there are a lot of things that you have to understand about coming online. There are a lot of elements. You need to know what the tools are, and a lot of the stuff is extremely expensive and overpriced, okay, when there are options to going around it. But if you don't know something, there's an old saying, you pay for what you don't know, okay? So you got to know a lot of stuff. So Andrew and I are going to be fairly disruptive today, and we're going to give you the stuff that you absolutely need to know, right? And in the bonus packages that we prepared for you, we've given you a head start that other entrepreneurs and people who are thinking about starting a business normally would have to walk around the internet for. So we brought everything together in one place so that just to give you guys a head start on stuff. Okay. Apart from that, we intend to have some fun today. So if you guys are in halfway mode, you better bring that sense of humor because today is going to be that kind of day.
Yes, business irony will be abound.
It's going to be. Go ahead.
Let's start with the elements of an online business, David. More than just the website, but the content also within it.
So the elements of an online business, if you're going to be successful as an online entrepreneur, you have to understand that there are certain elements that you have to have covered. When you're starting a business, you would need a product to sell, obviously. It doesn't matter whether it's a product or a service. You need a product to put out there. The product that you put out there has to actually fulfill a need or a want of your people or the person that you're putting it out there. This is just basic business stuff. I guess you guys know this, but in an online environment, unfortunately, there's a new layer that it has to be engaging. Okay. All right. It has to be engaging. So whereas you could open a mom and pop shop, brick and mortar down the road, and you could put in, okay, I sell shoes. In the online environment, that shoe that you sell has to be
right.
a shoe with a gimmick.
There's no door that opens up and they walk into your brick and mortar building and they see you. That doesn't exist in the online environment, but you have to simulate that door opening and that feeling of them coming into your environment.
So remember that the product has to have some sort of hype attached to it. You're in an online world and you are competing with the rest of the products out there. So when you're putting out a product or service, make sure it is engaging. So a lot of you may have websites that says, well, I do coaching and counseling. Okay, so do I, so does he. Okay, but what kind of coaching? Make sure that you are very specific with what you are saying. Make it engaging. So here's some ideas on how to make your coaching engaging. People have to feel your personality when it is that you put stuff out there, okay? Or else it's just another dead product on the internet. you might as well be on Amazon. You're just another product on Amazon and people are just scrolling through, kind of like product Tinder, you know?
Product
Swipe,
Tinder. That's a good
swipe
one.
left.
Yeah.
Swipe left. So you don't want to be on Tinder with your service or your product or your business. So you have to learn how to differentiate. So that's the first element. Get the product, make it engaging, put it out there. Second, the infrastructure. The infrastructure. That is going to be what we're really going to be concentrating on today. The infrastructure. You need a website or some sort of online presence. But if you don't have
that has a template behind it that's modern.
Yeah, no more. You remember Joomla? Those websites. No, right.
So real quick, if you have a website that hasn't been updated since 2013, it's as bad as walking into a restaurant and having a cockroach in your salad. Okay, take that in. There are a lot of people out there that have a website they haven't updated since 2013. They just keep adding more words and words and words and words and words. You cannot operate with a template that's 2 years out of date.
If you do not have a website, that should not stop you because social media is free. Okay, first of all, let's just start there. But if you have a website, let me tell you what he means by modern design. He means that no little clunky, chunky looking words stuck together in a website. Yeah, your website should have some white space in between the words. It should be big, open, so everybody can read what is happening. It should have video, and it should absolutely have engaging pictures. Some of you are extremely shy, so you won't want to put your face out there. Put your face out there, at my suggestion. Okay, all right. It shows transparency and openness to people. Okay.
Also, the modern template, it adapts to every other kind of device that is out there. Most people don't use computers anymore to visit your website.
They use cell phones. So your website, the technical term, your website has to be responsive to the device. So if I pick up a cell phone and I go into my cell phone, your website should be easily accessible to me. So the page should not be all the way out here, whereas I have to scroll left and right. It should just be scrollable, okay? And that's what responsive means. Make sure that if you're designing it, your theme, which is basically, for some of you, let's go through the website carriers so that we understand each other. There is Wix, there is Squarespace, there's Weebly. I'm going to show you the benefits and the pros and cons of going with each of them. And then there is WordPress. My default would be WordPress, and I'll explain to you why that is. So Squarespace is called Squarespace because it's made up of blocks, really. That's why they call it Squarespace, okay? Because the website is made up of very nice blocks. All the websites on Squarespace are immediately responsive to each device, okay? Having said that, it's blocks, it's rectangles and blocks upon one another. So I always do a Squarespace site when I see one, okay? Because it's blocks. The benefit of going with Squarespace is that it's easy to understand in that you could just put your content up there. You don't have to think too much about design because you're dealing with rectangles and squares. Okay? All right, you just have to think about color schemes and stuff like that.
And then order of importance.
And order of importance, correct. The downside of going with Squarespace is that there's not too much leeway on design. And we have a lot of people in here who are creative in and of themselves, and that might feel limiting to you guys. Okay? Having said that, it's easy. Then let's move on to Wix and Weebly. Good concepts. They were actually based off of the concept of how WordPress operates. Okay? Here's the problem with Wix and Weebly. They are private companies that put together a WordPress-like platform, right? Here's the thing, you pay for all the upgrades. So if you want to add a calendar to your site, or you want to add something cool to your site, yeah, you gotta be paying for it.
And then if you ever have a moment of giant traffic out of nowhere, you will have major issues if you haven't paid for that either.
So you're going to be paying for the stuff, okay? And you don't want that extra bill. Now, let me explain WordPress to you. WordPress is, for the most part, is an open source kind of, and I'll explain what open source means. It means that there's a program and everyone in the world is contributing, anybody with a programming mind is making themes, they're making plugins for WordPress, and most of them are free. Okay? So if you wanted to add a calendar to your site to book appointments and stuff like that, you just need to go into the WordPress library of plugins, and then you get a calendar or whatever free of charge, right? So that's what I mean by open source. Everybody in the world who has a programming mind is, if they feel like they can contribute to WordPress, okay? The code is open for people to just build stuff to put into WordPress. That's why I choose WordPress, because it gives me all of the capabilities and all of the stuff that I want to plug in or remove, or as the case may be. So that's the benefit of WordPress. The other benefit of WordPress is that it's adaptable and scalable, okay? So as Andrew pointed out to you, if you had a flood of website to your page, you got to pay for it. In WordPress, there's no such thing.
Right. It's still going to be based off of who your hosting service is.
Okay.
And that's something else to understand. Once you have a domain name and you have a website, somebody has to host it. Now, there's some very crappy hosting services out there, and they just absolutely rip you off. And in my experience, there are medium and high level hosting services that get bought out right away. And the next thing you know, your website's on a really crappy hosting service. So you have to make sure you pay attention to the emails coming from your hosting service.
Okay, so let me just break down some of the stuff he brought up there. A domain name is the URL, okay? Or the name that you give your space. So I'm going to work with analogy here. Let me work with the analogy. The domain name is the name of your house. It is the address that we can find you at. It is www. whatever, right? So whatever you choose, right? www starts for World Wide Web, okay? Right? Or HTTPS or HTTP. Let me explain the difference. I don't want to get too technical because I don't want to lose you guys. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. HTTPS is Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secured, the secure version. You need the HTTPS. Do not let anyone set up a website with you with HTTP, because just use www to be safe, because it means it does not have a security certificate across it, and Google will drop your website down to the bottom, the bottomless pits of hell.
Yes, okay. And then the Russian hackers will have fun with your website.
Okay, and they will drop your website to the bottomless pits of hell. You will never be seen. No one will know your name, to quote a movie, right? So no one will know your name. So choose a name for your website that is not too political out there. Don't, like, for instance, I wouldn't, if I were you, choose www.trump2020.com. I wouldn't, I don't know, because you might run into people. Don't give people the excuse not to give you money. I'm going to keep repeating that. Don't give people the excuse not to give you money. Okay, don't do it. So if there's content on your website in terms of the copy that may offend, or take it out. Listen to me. I'm going to speak to you guys. You may have strong beliefs in certain things. Okay? You may believe, I don't know, that, let's take, for example, the whole COVID thing. You may have fall on one side of that topic or another. All right. But if you are selling coaching, who cares how you feel about COVID? Okay.
It shouldn't be on your website.
Don't take it off your website.
And your social media, whatever your political dogmas are, spiritual dogmas are, they shouldn't be anywhere in your business ideology of they're presented to the public.
Don't give people an excuse not to give you money.
Exactly.
Okay. This is what I mean by that.
So once you have your URL, you generally can use Namecheap. There's a variety out there. Then you have a hosting service. The hosting service gives you what's access to call the cPanel, the back way into your website. Now, most people here are not going to want to be doing that stuff. So, David, let's skip over the parts unless you want to talk about the cPanel and what that.
No. That's a lot of that is just a lot of tech stuff. A lot of you guys are going to be wanting to build your own website. So when you're calling your hosting provider, this is exactly what to say to them. Hi there, I need to buy hosting from you. I have a domain name. I would like my domain name set up on your hosting site. Okay, you guys following me so far? Tell them I would like WordPress installed on that domain name. And then you go look for a theme that pretty much inflates inside that place. Don't worry about anything else than that. Okay, if you're going to get someone to build your website for you, you just need to provide a copy, but don't get caught up. And make sure, ask the following questions. Do you guys provide an SSL? Do I need to get my own? Are you going to install the SSL certificate? SSL, Secure Socket Layer Certificate, okay? All right, that means that will change your HTTP to HTTPS and Google will like you. And then you will ascend to heaven. Otherwise, you could just stay at the bottom of hell, right? So you need to ask, do you guys offer the SSL certificate? I want WordPress installed, right? And I want my domain set up. That's all you need to do. Tell them that.
Do not let a web programmer have them build your site in PHP or Joomba or any of that other stuff. Stay with WordPress.
It is the safest option. Because here's the thing, and make sure that they surrender to you, it is your property, the login name and the credentials. A lot of people I have met don't have their own login name and credentials.
So their own website.
Somebody else is doing your site. Let me tell you something. If you have a problem with that person or that person has a problem with you, they have the keys to your house. Mm-hmm. Make sure you have that login stuff. You do. Make sure, because you don't want to hand that stuff over. You want the login stuff. So if you say, things are going wrong with this person, I'm going to fire this person, and you know someone else who can build your website, you say, David, check this out. Could you help me with this? The first thing I'm going to ask you is your login credentials.
Now, let's talk real quick. If you're going to have somebody build a website, if it's not a complicated website where it's a basic template with an about, a store, a links of this and of that, like 4 tabs at the top and 1 or 2 videos, it should not take them longer than 3 to 4 weeks to build that website.
If even it's so much, come on, we built like I actually time myself building complicated websites. It takes me 9 hours. What I would suggest to you guys, right? You guys could write this down. Thank God for pen and paper. Get WordPress 2017 as the theme. And I'll tell you why that is a popular theme to use, because it is immediately responsive. And it's a 1-page website with sections. So the about sections, when they click it, just scrolls down the page. You understand what I said? It's not pages and pages and pages going across. So yes, you have a menu, but if you click home and then you click about, it just scrolls down the page to the next section. So the website is actually 1 page that is just scrolling along. And it's just easy. Do you all understand? That's just easy, because you can manage that easily. If you don't have a lot of content, right? If you guys don't have hours and hours of video, it's just the easiest way to do it.
Right. Now, if you're one of those people that wants to make a basic but slightly advanced website, it'll be in your template choice.
Mhm.
So what you can do is go on to the WordPress, any of the WordPress sites, and start looking at what a template does. Like if you look at my website, it starts with a video and an image and a picture, and it's got the things that that's called a template. There are other templates where it starts differently. It introduces you to content differently. That's the nature of the template. So some people may want you to go through a two-stage entry process, even though that was kind of done in 2016, 2017, two-stage entry into your thing where they give you an image or they give you a video and then they take you to the site. It's all about how you want to have that first perspective, that judging a book by its cover immediately moment. That's what the template offers you, how to control that point of view.
So far, you guys are with us. Let's move on to the next element. You might want to actually be in contact with your customers or your prospective customers. Your prospective customers are called prospects or leads, and the ones that are your customers are, well, your clients. So you might want to have a communication system with them. And I'm going to tell you that snail mail is not the way to do it. So we're going to probably need an email autoresponder.
So real quick, how many people still use email for their business right now? Let's get a show of hands here. Okay. The millennials still use email too, even though the modern marketing world tries to tell you that it doesn't. How many of you went to your email to get to this website, to this webinar, so on and so forth? Your email list is diamonds and golds waiting for you to polish it. Okay.
Yep.
How many people right now have an email list for their business? We got one, couple. Okay. Once you get an email list that's around 700, 900, you can very easily start selling once or twice every other month. Mm-hmm. It's a matter of not overwhelming them and learning what's a cold list, what's a hot list, and watching your unsubscribe rate. That's all you have to understand about email. When you get to 2,500, 3,500, 7,000, you're going to be sending out, well, let's say you're going to do what's called a 4-touch, meaning, hey, how you doing? I've got a product. Hey, the product's going live. The product's up right now. Last chance. If you have a 5,000 emails and you're sending it out a 4-touch, you've just sent out 20,000 emails. Example, with my website and where it's at, I can easily do a million emails in a month just from my normal shows, products that are being done. So contemplate that. I put out 1 million emails in a month.
Okay. And he's correct on those figures, and I'll explain something to you so that you guys understand the limitations of what you're doing and what is possible. If you own an online business, you're going to have to be able to reach out to people on a communication system. So what Andrew was talking about there was the strategy of emailing. Okay. So a lot of you say, well, I have an email. I have an email at Gmail. No,
exactly. No
Gmail.
We're talking Hotmail. Cockroach in the salad again if you're using that.
No Gmail, no Hotmail, no Yahoo. Please don't. Please.
And definitely no AOL.
You guys remember America Online? Oh God. Anyway, don't stop using those free hosting. Let me just say something. When you get hosting from a provider, you have a choice. You could set up your email. So if your email is if your website is www.supercoach.com, okay, if that is your email, then if that's your website, your email should be patricia@superhost.com. Okay, so I recognize that it's coming from that website. Please don't send it supercoach@yahoo.com. Who the hell is that? I'm not going to open that email. I am not going to open that email. Okay, so there is that, because it will look like spam to me. It looks wrong. I don't know anybody named Supercoach. I'm good. Okay, so there is that aspect. When you are setting up your email, let me give you a few tips right now. set up your email with your name theoretically. Okay? Because there may be other Supercoach websites, supercoachdj.com website, supercoach abc.com website. Set up your email with your name. If your name is Shoba, it should be shoba@supercoach.com. Okay? If your name is Sarita, it should be sarita@supercoach.com. All right? Or sarita.forston@supercoach.com. This is what you should theoretically be doing. So I recognize that it's coming from you. Or if it is, when you are setting up your email on your web server or your hosting, you have two options. You can get an external provider like Google Products to host it. Notice I didn't say Gmail, I said Google Business. I said Google Business. Let's just get it clear. No Gmail. No Gmail.
Stay away from MailChimp.
Okay.
Okay. Why stay away from MailChimp, David?
Well, let's see. MailChimp is a autoresponder that claims to give you an SMTP on board, meaning that it'll send your mail out for you. You won't have anything else, right? This is why you should stay away from MailChimp. The basic version of MailChimp is $9.99. Is that correct?
Yeah.
The free version. No, that's the basic.
Basic.
Yeah, but you could only have about 2,000 contacts in there.
Right. And as soon as you get like 11 unsubscribes in one email, you get screwed.
Yeah, because they will ban you.
Yeah.
They will ban you. So your entire company that is set up on email will get banned. Okay, so you want to stay away from email. I want to break this down so that you guys don't get confused. The email that's on your machine right now, at your Outlook Express or whatever it is that you're using, it has a sending limit of about 250 emails a day. Okay, so whether you're at Outlook, Hotmail, Gmail, or whatever, you have between 200 and 300 emails to send out per day. When you cross over that limit, you are considered a spammer. Now, you may have more than 300 clients or 300 people wanting to use your products, but whether you cross over, once you cross over that, you are considered a spammer. So that is useless to you. If you are running a business, it's going to be more people than that. There are going to be more people than that. It may not be that way today. You're going to have more people wanting your emails or trying to subscribe to your emails. So you're going to need something with more sending power, and MailChimp pretends to be that thing.
Right. Now, there are other programs out there that attach to your website, such as Kajabi. Now, what Kajabi is a connector program, and it also allows you to instantly build landing pages, add buy buttons. Now, that's something out there for people who want to next level their business, and it is a monthly subscription service. But in the basic part, once you get your template, once you get your hosting service, and once you have the hosting service activate your email, you have to figure out how are you going to connect your website to some type of mail service so that once you upload your contacts list and they determine that you're not a spammer, like what David was talking about, so you can regularly send out. Like for the people that are part of this webinar, we got 5 contacts to get a hold of you, plus the reminder. Now, in general, you're going to want to talk to your people as often as you can without annoying them. In your own email use, how many emails is too much from one person before you push them away or stop looking at them? I want you people go ahead and write in the chat room what's too much for an email in your personal view. Okay, Mata, every day is too much. Right, every day is too much. Once to twice weekly, every day. Everyone's got a different point of view here. Okay? If you overwhelm them, you will get a high level of unsubscribe rates, which will then negatively impact your website's rating.
And your reputation as an email sender.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here are the ways around that, tactics and strategies. Okay. First of all, in Europe and in Canada, the US is going to come online where this is concerned very soon. So you guys need to listen to this part. There is something called GDPR. Basically, what it is that you have a landing page and people come to your landing page and they opt in to your emails. They say, yes, I would like to receive emails from you, right? Most of these services, when you're writing, would you like to receive emails from me? Yes. Once you have that double opt-in, it's a little piece of code that it attaches to that to that email address that says that this person wants this email, so you won't be tagged as a spammer. It is absolutely important to put a single opt-in. Yes, I want to receive emails onto whatever products that you're willing to sell. That will save you quite a lot in terms of the reputation, online reputation, or whatever the case may be. Now, I brought this up in the chat in the private entrepreneurs group. Some of you are in there, right? And you guys had differences of opinion when it comes to email marketing. I made the point for you guys. You cannot say that email marketing is dead, for the very simple reason the whole of corporate America, the whole of corporate Canada, the whole of corporate Middle East, the whole of corporate Europe runs on email. So if you are going to be talking to business or you're doing business to business, you absolutely need email. For those of you who are sending email to regular people and so on, people actually do read newsletters when it is from a source that they absolutely want to hear from. Okay, they absolutely. We have a lady in here who's a nurse. She has a lot of stuff to say, right, Sophie? Right, she has a lot of stuff to say. I had a very interesting conversation with Sophie, right? If Sophie has a newsletter, I am subscribing to the newsletter, okay? Because she has stuff to say that's important, right? And I want to see the emails from Sophie, and you will have people who want to get your material. So don't say that email marketing is dead, because no, there are pitfalls to the social media game that you guys say is preferable. Because when you're on social media and so on, you are in you're in a den of wolves, especially if you're on Facebook right now. Just so you guys know, Facebook, YouTube, and all these social media guys, they're trying to squeeze people's businesses, okay? Like for instance, if you want to put a landing page on Facebook, they're gonna tell you they can't put it out there, okay? I wish that this was a different format and I could actually demonstrate to you what happens when you try to put a landing page or a product that you want to put there. Facebook will squeeze you. They want you to pay for their advertising, okay? Your email is your personal stuff. You could send it and people won't say, well, you can't send this, okay? So there are restrictions to social media that you guys have to deal with. Of course, there are ways around it, and you guys saw one of the ways that I put it around it to make this webinar. I put in the QR code like a picture, and I told you all to scan it. That is one of the ways around it, but we're not getting into the social media. We're dealing with email. You guys have to still keep building your list, sending your stuff out. If you guys have a new newsletter, that is the best way to get around the whole spamming thing. You just send out updates every week as to what you're doing, what you're offering. People will get those emails. They've already opted in and you are safe. Your reputation as an email sender is safe. Okay.
Let me pop in here real quick. Right now I'm having a connectivity issue, so I had to turn my video off real quick. Your email list is your diamonds in the rough that you're going to polish. Once you learn how to start writing emails, don't start with, hi guys, what's up? You learn to write professional emails that engage right away.
Guys, what he's talking about in building an email, you may have a big email list, but only a certain amount of that email list are going to be people who want to buy from you. So you need to concentrate your emails and tailor and step up your email game differently, right? And that has to do with your business sense and so on. As an example, we have somebody in this chat room who is writing a book, okay? And she wants the book out there, okay? She needs to send, and we know who we're talking to here, right? I hope the person knows what I'm talking about. She wants to put that book out there. So my suggestion would be, get an excerpt from the book, a really juicy part of the book. Put it in the email so that people can see it. Don't send it as an attachment. Put it in the body of an email, okay? Because attachments do get flagged, right? And this is the book. This is the book that I'm putting out there. Make sure to make it engaging, your email engaging. There's nothing worse than receiving a plain text email. The only benefit of using MailChimp is that they have an HTML builder. It basically looks like a little web page inside an email, okay? So make sure that your email is nice looking. Don't put, hi guys, I'm selling this book. That shows a lack of effort. And it looks like you're writing to your friend down the road to tell her about the book reading club or something like that. Don't do that. Make your email engaging and exciting. When people open your email, they're like, whoa, they're like little moving parts. There's like colors and stuff like that, and it engages the mind and makes them want to read your email. Okay?
That's the strategy behind email. So each and every one of you have to figure out your theme and strategy for every email that you're going to send.
Okay, and oh, by the way, just as a little note, things to stay away from. Please don't put as your subject line. You know, when you have an email in your inbox, it has this thing that says subject line. Please don't put generic things in your subject line. Make it exciting. Make it that I want to actually open that email. Don't put, oh guys, I have a book. No, New book release.
Never, your email should never be, hi guys, hello there, etc., etc. How many of you seen a professional email that starts with hi guys? Every one of you have, you just don't realize it. You cross it over and it blanks out in your mind. But you all have, okay? So once you have this strategy down, also understand there are times you have to write what's called 2 and 3 stage emails. I have a product. Hey guys, I said, hey guys, there's a new product that's out. The second email is sending them the landing page link, and the third's the reminder. So each one's going to be written differently. Those are understanding the stages of connection. It's called 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 5 touch emails. A touch is you've got an email. Here's the first one, second one, third one, etc.
Okay. And so that's the email game. Do not just overwhelm your email list with a whole bunch of emails because you have one product, right? Be strategic. Think of, whenever you're sending an email, think of, would this really annoy me or not? And then you'll probably get a general idea, okay? If I were a customer, do I want 1,000 emails on one product? No, that's beginning to force feed them. Also, think in terms of the psychology of the person opening the email. What would work on you? What would make you open an email or not? Okay, and the hi guys is not going to be very impressive to you. Come with something new, something fresh. Please make sure that the email is structured in a way that is engaging. I keep using that word engaging. I've used it about 16 times so far in this. Make it engaging. No plain text email saying like the Zoom chat on the side here that I'm reading right now. Don't put your emails like that. Please don't. This sort of white background. Put some colors in there, right? Jazz it up. Put a picture or something like that. Okay, so we can move on.
Yes. So once you've got the email and the strategy behind it, all of this can be automated. This is called auto responding system. You can pre-write all the emails, upload them to your system, and have them on what's called a drip feed, meaning the first one goes out and a couple days later, the second one goes out, third and fourth. So if you see your strategy, 1, 2, 3, 4 emails on a touch, you can automate this system. David, let's talk about the autoresponders.
Okay, so there are many autoresponders out there. MailChimp claims to be an autoresponder. Get rid of MailChimp. No. All right. If you're starting off and you want something quick and easy, and you don't have like more than 2,000 people on your contact list, I suppose you could start with MailChimp. You can, absolutely. It's very basic, or whatever else. A lot of people like to use MailChimp. As you scale up, they rip you off though, because if you're telling me that to get 4,000 contacts, I have to pay you $9.99 a month. $9.99 multiplied by 12 is about $120 around there. Okay, right? So keep this into consideration. And for just 4,000 contacts, that's ridiculous. Okay, so if you're going to be spending money on an autoresponder, spend money on an autoresponder like Ontraport, as an example, which has an autoresponder. It's overkill for a lot of people, right? It's overkill, but at least the service is fine. If you just want to be sending out bulk emails, there's another way that you could go about it. Companies like Mailgun are just blasters, right? So if you have your email, you don't need a design template or anything like that. You have your emails set up in such a way, you just simply attach it to Mailgun and they just simply send out in bulk. The other autoresponders are Aweber. I'm going to type that into the chat actually. Aweber, Active Campaigns, Sendio. I don't really like that too much, and I'll tell you why, because there's some restrictions there. These are the major autoresponders. These are the major autoresponders that you can use. But my suggestion to you is that you don't let an autoresponder rip you off or sell you more than you need. If you're just starting off and you have a very narrow mailing list, make sure that you start at the lowest package and then you scale yourself up. Don't let them sell you, oh, with this package, you can have up to 30,000 subscribers, but you know you're only dealing with 5 people around your area. Okay? Right? So just keep the stuff in mind. MailChimp has I don't like using MailChimp for the reasons Andrew just said. MailChimp has a free service, right? But you can only have 2,000 people in that mailing list. And the thing about it is that they're fairly Nazi when it comes to your unsubscribes or your bounce rates or mail not delivered, and it affects your reputation. So be careful when you're dealing with them. Make sure that you have your opt-in and your double opt-in set up where people acknowledge that they want to receive your email.
So David, that's enough on autoresponders right now. Before we get into funnel and page building, let's talk about CRMs. For people who want to up their game level and operate with a CRM, because a CRM will be the funnel, it'll be the autoresponder all in one. Now, it's generally a highly paid program. Example, I use Ontraport, which is roughly $400 a month. That's right, $400 a month for a program. Okay. So let's talk about CRMs for those that want to up their game and be functioning at a different level.
Okay, so you want to up your business, you want to up your game. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. Okay, and the reason why people use CRMs is that they don't want to have to remember a whole bunch of stuff. So a CRM pretty much does the stuff that you hate. Really, it does. So you may not like sitting down and writing a bunch of email and sending them out and pressing send and making sure, but a CRM is going to take charge of the relationship that you have with your customers. Let me tell you what its capabilities are. If your customer has a birthday, the CRM knows it. So it's going to say, hey, we see you have a birthday. We have this offer for you. Get a 10% coupon. Imagine a program that will actually take care of your customers for you, right? And tell you when a customer is falling off or about to fall off the grid, or when the customer is going to, whether the customer has not been active in whatever products or services that you are setting out. It will also give you the analytics because a lot of business people do not deal with analytics because they're difficult to understand. I'm going to break it down to make it real simple for you guys. So basically, analytics tells you when someone is likely to buy something from you, marketing analytics, and when they're not likely to buy something from you. And if they're not likely to buy something from you, you can tell by the customer relationship management what you could pretty much zero in on the reasons why they're not buying your product. Okay? That's why you need analytics. Right? So as a running example, as an illustration, I may be selling massage therapy services. I have an email list of 5 people. 3 people are extremely active. They're booking sessions with me for massage therapists. 2 people are not active. Right? Because I could see that they haven't booked a session with me. I now need to find out why these people aren't booking sessions with me if they're on my mailing list. So I can see that they didn't book sessions. So I try, let me think, probably my sessions are too expensive. Let me put in a payment plan, okay? Let me put in a payment plan and then see if that works. So I put in the payment plan, and one of these 2 people that aren't buying from me all of a sudden starts to buy. Okay? And you're like, it was the cost thing that was an issue. Okay? But the other one is not buying from me. So I need to find out what the other one, or why the other one is not buying my product or whatever else. So I say, okay, this 4th person is definitely a money issue. Let's find out what the other person is, because I've put in a payment plan or whatever the case may be. So I write them another email. So I write that person an email and say to that person, we have a family day, so you can bring your family for a certain thing, which appeals to the cost issue, and that person might not buy it. But let's try this with,
or buy a session for others at a percentage off, whatever your special is going to be. Okay. Now,
just as another issue, most of the things that people don't buy from you, the reason why is because you haven't explained yourself correctly.
And that comes through the copy on your web page, as well as the style of emails that you're sending them. Now, one of the other things your CRM can give you is who's opening an email and who's not.
Yeah.
Okay. It also tells you bounce rate. Bounce rate meaning if they've come and visited your website and how long they've sent to it. It gives you such a variety of analytics. Now, once again, this isn't for everyone. If you're going to get a CRM and you understand that they are not cheap, the cheap ones don't do what you want them to do, you have to spend time, effort, and energy. And if you're one of those people who wants your website to be run by others, you're going to be asking a person who's running your website to have another skill set, which is generally going to cost more. Okay? So if you do end up getting a CRM that's a monthly paid service, you absolutely have to go and do all the tutorials. I still say the one that I use is called Entreport. Now that's a very higher end one, but there are ones that are even more expensive out there. Some of them are $1,000 a month. Yeah, contemplate thinking of $1,000 a month just for a program. Now that's when you're operating 20, 30, 50,000 emails. In the beginning here, you can operate, as David had said before, with a much more simpler system. But there's going to come a point where the CRM tells you that everything the client's ever bought from you is going to give you all the data, their address, their phone number, et cetera, say last time they visited your website, so on and so forth. Okay. So David, let's jump into the funnels and the setup of the funnels. Now, funnels are something that is having a product linked to a landing page, and it may or may not have a CRM it's attached to. Anybody can build a funnel. You don't need all of these other programs to do it.
Some of you who came in here on a funnel. So let me explain a funnel in layman's terms. A funnel is a web page usually called a landing page, that is specifically geared towards selling something. It is a marketing system. So if I was selling shoes, I would have a landing page to the 9-inch stiletto heels, right? So I would have a landing page, and I would have a picture, a video of, I don't know, advertising that, but all of it is geared around one idea. The difference between a landing page, which is usually at the top end of a funnel, incidentally, a funnel is called a funnel because that's exactly what it does. It takes a whole bunch of people and streamlines them down into those that will buy. Okay? Whole bunch of people streams them down into those people that will buy. So a whole bunch of people visit the page, and some of them will be taken up by what you're offering on that page. Do's and don'ts of a funnel. When you put up a funnel, once again, make it engaging. There's no, just I'm selling stuff, big white, that's it. No, no. Make it engaging. Have a video on that page. Have a video on that page, theoretically. Have your buttons correctly placed, okay, so that you know it's underneath the video. Video is here, you can buy it here, okay? Video here, buy it here. So you guys, all of you have seen funnels before. You just didn't know they were funnels. People are selling one product on a page or two products on a page, or they might be selling a range of products on a page, but it's always around a certain idea. A website has a menu system that tells you all about the person who's selling it. They might tell you other offers and stuff, but a funnel usually is around one idea. When you are building a funnel, please make sure that your copy is absolutely correct around and centered around that idea. No confusing copy. Okay, yes, I'm selling red stiletto heels, but I have other shoes as well. No, you're selling red stiletto heels. Okay, so these are the elements of a funnel system. You have the first page, which is usually called, and don't get caught up on the terms because people use different terms for the first page. Landing page is where you land. Where you land from an email, as an example. An email was sent to you, you click the email, and you end up on a landing page.
Or you're on a podcast and you tell them to go to blah, 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 blah.com and you go to the landing page. That landing page, that's that funnel that brings everyone to the first touch point of view. So that's why your copy has to be brilliant.
Yeah, and a landing page is also called a splash page. People want it to be all fancy with themselves, they call it a splash page. There are different kinds of landing pages. Sometimes you just want people to sign up for your email list and you want to give them your free ebook, okay? And if you are on, and we call that an opt-in page, okay? But it's at the top of the funnel, you get people in. Now, let's not confuse the issue. I wish I had something to draw on right now. Imagine a funnel. At the top of the funnel is your opt-in or landing page. So they say, yeah, I want to receive your email. So they put in the name and the email address and they press submit. That might redirect them to something called a sales page. Okay, so let's think of a funnel. So this is at the top, then the sales page, selling those red stiletto heels, right? And they're like, should I buy this now? It's trying to persuade them to buy. Okay, but you've already gotten the email. So you could send them a follow-up inside their email. But you have a sales page for those people who are ready to buy right now.
And the sales page is a secondary copy. It's not an exact copy of the first copy on the landing page.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's more suggestive, leading to buy now.
Okay, so you have your sales page. What should be on your sales page, people? Maybe I should do a pop quiz. You should have on your sales page the exact product or service you want to sell. No waffly copy. Nope. I am selling red stiletto heels.
Okay.
Why would David be selling?
And upsells don't go on your sales page.
Okay. I am selling red stiletto heels. That's what I am selling. Don't get caught up in, hi, my name is. Focus on the product and the service that you're selling. Don't put your bio on a sales page. Please don't do that. Okay, unless you are a huge celebrity, like, I don't know, give me an example. Unless you're a huge celebrity and people associate your product with your name, don't put your bio on your sales page. Okay, please don't do that. You want people's mind centered around a particular idea. A button should be on your sales page redirecting them to your payment, right? Whether it be PayPal, Stripe, or whatever the case may be, right? Make sure that the button is visible and not square.
Looks like a button. So once you have that sales page with the buy now button, once they click buy now, you go to the buy page, which then links to your payment processing programs. David, let's jump into the payment processing programs.
Okay, so you have Stripe and you have PayPal, which are the major people out there. There's also Razorpay. There's also Digital Kickstart and all of those other, but let's just stick with Stripe and PayPal because really and truly no. Okay, I shouldn't say that because Razorpay is more reasonable. But if you are going to set up your Stripe or your PayPal, if you have a PayPal, you cannot use your personal PayPal. You make it a business PayPal, please. Please, please, I beg you. Do not use a personal PayPal. There's nothing worse than someone selling a product. You click the buy now button and it says pay John Doe XYZ. Why? Why? Okay, John Doe may be the seller, right? But please send it to a company page. It just looks more professional. So get a business PayPal. It is free to get a business PayPal.
Right.
Please do that. Okay. And set it up. The other reason why you should also get a business PayPal is it allows you to make products inside there, right? Which the personal PayPal does not do. So the business PayPal allows you to create products and put specific buttons for specific products so that when somebody clicks the buy now button, it actually tells them the product that they're buying as a verification process and the price, which corresponds to what is on your sales page. The personal PayPal does not give you that. It just says pay XYZ, whoever the person's name is, this amount of money. And that's it. That's what they see. That's what the user experiences. And they will not trust your landing page or you for that matter. Okay. So that is the first suggestion. The difference between PayPal and Stripe is that Stripe deals with credit cards a lot of the time. So you want to be paid directly.
As well as international credit cards.
Correct. Right. So my suggestion is that you get both.
Yeah.
Both. Don't leave anything off the table. A lot of people,
because it immediately gives them options. Do you want to use PayPal or do you want to use credit card? So if you have both Stripe and PayPal linked, they get to choose what type of thing that they want to use. Not everyone has their PayPal linked to their browser that they're in right away.
The benefit of using PayPal over Stripe is the following. When you use PayPal, it's a sort of a middleman processing merchant. And so you can absolutely easily dispute a charge that you have already paid for in PayPal. When you use Stripe, the dispute process is not straightforward as this. Okay, with a company that I'm on with Andrew, we regularly have PayPal dispute charges. And the reason why the people always lose it is because Stripe actually tracks everything with regard to the bank. Okay, so we've had situations where people have paid for a session, they didn't like the session or whatever the case may be, and they went to their bank and say, oh, I didn't get the session or whatever the case may be, right? It's untrue, but it didn't bother us because they paid through Stripe. right? So the refund or whatever process is not as straightforward. That's why people use PayPal. The benefit of using Stripe, however, for you as an entrepreneur is that Stripe is not extortionate, and PayPal absolutely is when it comes to the fees that are attached to your account. Okay, if somebody pays you internationally, as an example, like you may have a client in the UK, or you may have a client in South America, or you might have a client in Antarctica. The exchange rate, they're going to nail you on that, first of all. Then they're going to charge you the business fee, right? You don't see it in the background. We have had a lot of issues with that. We have, right? PayPal is a little bit extortionate, so they charge you, I think, 10% on international transactions. It's a good platform. I will not knock PayPal because there's not really anything out there that's doing what PayPal's doing, but they do make money.
It is a business, and they have monetized all aspects of their service. Now, once you have a payment processing thing that you like, and you've understood the process for refunds, understand you want as little refunds as possible, no matter what's going to go on. So you absolutely on your website have to have something that states no refunds. Okay, I have it in 7 different places on my website, and it doesn't matter. The people are still going to be the people. They're still going to be idiots. So you absolutely got to make sure if you're putting something else that's out there that doesn't have a money back guarantee, because I've done a money back guarantee offer on my Living the Mystical Life Daily course, and it was a wonderful thing to do at that particular time. Okay, it really does work. Now, when you're selling other products that have no refund, you have to clearly make no refunds.
And I'll tell you why that is, guys.
Trouble. Go ahead, David.
And I'll tell you why that is, guys, because I usually have to deal with this on a normal day. The reason why you say there are no refunds on digital service, you're not selling a shoe or clothes at Sears, right? Where you can actually resell a digital product. Once the digital product is sold, the person has access to the information. So there should be no refund on digital products if you are online. Please make sure that you understand that. Because let's say, Patricia, you're selling your book online and I buy your book. It's a digital product, an ebook version of it, right? But let's say I might be a lightning fast reader and the next day I've read your book and I want a refund. People are like that, okay? You gotta understand that. You're a coach. You have an online course, right? And you have an online course, and people say, I want to buy this online course. They go through your course in one night and they want a refund. No, there are no refunds on digital products.
Or they have buyer's remorse. Not because your product is bad, it's because they spent money without telling their husband or wife. Okay? You're going to run into that a lot too, especially when you're running high-level coaching and high-level mentorship stuff.
Correct. And when buyer's remorse is a hell of a thing in the digital world, because the other thing that is that people will get the benefit of your digital product and they will want a refund, which is not right.
And for people that know, I have a producer in the background named Robert. Many of you already know who he is. And Robert and Jen also help put together all these things. People often ask, what does it take to run an online business? 2 to 3 people at times. I run a podcast, as you all well know. So Robert does videos, he produces the live stuff, as well as puts together this background stuff that makes these go a lot easier.
I need to put in a plug here for Jenny. Okay, normally speaking, we would have had to hire 11 people, but we hired Jenny instead.
That's right, exactly. We hired a Jenny.
We hired a Jenny instead.
Okay, can you do this all yourself? Yes, but you will burn yourself out. Okay? Even with the autoresponders, everything. See, I'm running a website with all the interactive concepts within it because I'm choosing to do that. Everybody here in their business is at a different stage. You can just be selling through email. You could have one podcast. You can do all that stuff on your own. But when you're wanting to go to that next level, like Patricia has a book that's coming out, you're going to want to do regular promotional sales through the books. You're going to want to do a webinar that promotes the book that has something that's attached to it. Those are all, again, additional marketing things. Now, having a Robert and a Jenny allows the talent to be the talent. But the talent, me and David, still create the copy. Robert doesn't generate the copy. Jen doesn't create the copy. We create the copy. We create the emails. We create the content and give it to them to implement into the funnel and to the email system and the autoresponders. So David, let's talk about the bonuses real quick. Let's just jump into that.
So let me tell you what's inside that bonus package, and the QR code is up there. Get your phones ready and scan the QR code. So inside there, I have included for you guys a target generator. For those of you in the Entrepreneur Group, you'll be familiar with that. I used it as a member reward in one of those weeks. The target generator is an SEO bot keyword generator. So a lot of you guys don't understand the concept of SEO. It's all very whatever. Basically, the SEO allows you to be liked by Google. And if Google doesn't like your website, trust me, you're dead. Okay, so that thing, that is a piece of software. I put the Windows version and the Mac version in there for those of you who use Mac. It will install on your system, and you just connect your Facebook, and then all of a sudden you can generate keywords for your website. So when they ask you for information on what keyword you want to add to your search engines or whatever, you just go into your target generator and it will show you how to use that. I put in the book, The Entrepreneur's Code, in there for you guys. A lot of the stuff I put together in my days when I was studying business. There's a book on how to be organized. Some of you might need that. I'm going to say it, right? How to be organized. A lot of people think that time management is something that you plan. No, time management is a habit that you develop. PDF, I put in the PDF, emotional intelligence. You guys are going to be needing that when you are running a business. Absolutely, you need emotional intelligence because you need to have your finger on the pulse of your customers and clients. If you do not have your finger on the pulse of your customers and clients and you aren't actually personable, right? And you're just there like, I have stuff to sell, buy it. No. It's not I have stuff to sell, buy it. It's like, I'm here to change and rock your world. Over and over again. Emotional intelligence. Where I put in an auto blogger tool, which it's a WordPress plugin. You can put it into your website and it will create your content for you. For those of you who are thinking, God, I have to be creative every day. No, that little tool there will attach to your WordPress site and start curating content for you so that all you have to do is just write it. Right? No. Nitya, I'll show you how to do this stuff in a little bit. I just saw your comment. I put in PowerPoint templates for coaches and teachers. So there's templates. A lot of you want to be teaching by templates and so on when you're making your videos. And so I put in some templates there for you guys. They are already professionally done. They have the artistry and they're already engaging. They're already engaging. So all you guys have to do is just, put your information in. And so all the little graphics and stuff is already done for you. They're already done for you. I put in 300 logo templates for you. These 300 logo templates have the Photoshop PSD files attached to them. So you can absolutely change them around as you see fit and make your own logo for those of you who have, I don't know. And I put a lot of metaphysical logo templates inside there as well. And I put a lot of coaching templates that are specifically get around coaching. So if you have a problem making your own logo, I put that in there for you for your branding. 5 steps to developing an abundance mindset. That is, when you're dealing with business, I could teach you all about funnels. I could teach you all about sales funnels and emails and all of that stuff. But if you don't have the mindset to say, I will succeed, which is the most important thing, nothing is going to stand in my way. I'm going to do this. I'm all in. Then everything that I can teach you inside it, anything that Andrew can teach you is not going to work. You got to have the time to sit down, have some self-care practices, meditate on what you want. Ask the universe for what you want and be very clear. WordPress plugins to pimp out your website. So I put little plugins there because the word engaging comes to mind, right? Engaging. So I put WordPress plugins there that'll make your website. I put like a little video embedder there for you. So you could grab videos, your videos on YouTube and draw it to your website. So you just have to upload it to YouTube and it'll update your website. And you wouldn't have to spend a lot of time doing that. And I put a business documents folder package. And inside that folder package, we have a notice of infringement of copyrighted work. So you don't have to run to a lawyer to spend a couple $1,000s getting him to warn somebody not to use your work. We have a permission to use copyright material. So if you want, like David, for instance, to use your copyrighted material, hint, hint, Patricia, right? You get that, you get that piece of, you get that document, and it allows people to use your copyrighted material if you so desire. Permission to use a quote or personal statement. So a lot of people don't realize that if you have a personal statement like unstuck yourself, it can actually be copywritten, right? So you can absolutely do that, right? Checklist of conducting a brainstorming session. A brainstorming session is that I sit down with friends, family, whatever else, and I think of all the possible ideas of everything that I could possibly do. Okay, a worksheet of strength and weaknesses analysis. So in business, we have something called, this is just a checklist, a worksheet, something called SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is basically strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay, so that worksheet strength and a little, just two doors down, you see worksheet strength and weaknesses, is a statement of how your business will fare in the market. So what are the strengths? That's the S of the SWOT. What are the strengths of your business, the weaknesses of your business, the opportunities that are available to your business, and the threats from competition and whatever else. So I put a 1-minute goal setting document in there because a lot of you want to start businesses, you just want them to run, but you have no goals as to where you want to get to. So yeah, that will be a little bit of a workbook for you to actually put yourself through the coaching process and make a 1-minute goal setting, 1-minute goal setting environment. So evaluating family budget. A lot of you work in families. How much money can be redirected to your business is very important. So you guys, for those who are at home and you're operating within a budget, that can absolutely be used to show you what resources are open to your family. Then there's a business plan guidelines. I put that in there because for those of you who don't have a plan, this will help you get one. You must have a plan. Like Pinky and the Brain. Are you going to take over the world or just half of it? Right, we have a partner dissolution agreement and we have a partnership agreement inside there for those of you who are collaborating with other practitioners, collaborating with other people. It's always fun to have people on board that can support you, like we're doing with you guys inside the entrepreneurs group and so on. It's always fun because a lot of you guys feel alone in your struggles with your business and your ideas and your dreams. And sometimes just speaking to somebody is a good way to go, which is why you form partnerships or you join our Facebook group. And we have partnership dissolution agreements, which is like, I don't want to be your partner anymore, right? This is for business. Do not try to use it on your husband or your wife, right? So partnership dissolution agreements. So that's basically what we have there for you guys. So we have software, we have like a documents package for you. We got you books that will help you with your business. and explain all the things that we were talking about in this stuff. We put a whole bunch of stuff in there for you because, you know, we care. That's just it.
So now that we've gone over all of those bonuses, these are all bonuses we give you for a very specific reason. We're not a pretendinar. Let me tell you something. There are webinars that will charge you $10,000 for a 2-hour webinar where all they're going to do is put people through these emotional release experiences, but give them no information about actually what to do with their business.
Mm-hmm.
And that's truth.
Yep.
Okay.
And this is one of the things that I wanted to say here, actually, in this webinar. Let me tell you why Andrew and I have decided to do this. We have seen some nonsense happening in the worlds of coaching. People that we know having masterminds, business masterminds for $10,000 to $25,000. This is not a joke. This is actually happening. People have gone to coaching seminars and so on. And what they have gotten is a cheerleading session where they get it and people tell them, you can do it, you can do it. And don't actually give meaningful information specifically, because the $10,000 will be the cheerleading seminar, but the $25,000 will be we telling you exactly how you can do it. Don't get caught in that.
Which is why we explained email to you, why we explained autoresponders, why we talked about CRMs, why we talked about funnels. Those are all the modern tools all major business marketing systems are using. If you want to understand modern business, it comes down to your email list and then what programs you're going to use to support and send out your emails.
That is correct. And here's the other thing that is always missing. And I want to talk to the coaches, the therapists, and the healers inside this chat room right now. All right? Because Andrew and I have been on both sides of that equation, the business administration side and as clinicians ourselves. So let me just explain to you the difference. If you are a coach, a healer or something, please, guys, you absolutely need business coaching. Huh? Coaches need to be coached. You all know this. Healers actually sometimes need people. There's an absence of community in the healing fields that we also want to address, which is why we did the outreach with regard to the Thrive Entrepreneurs Group, right? There's an absence of community so that people are doing their own thing in each little corner of the world. And what we want to do is usher in a different kind of vibration, because this was not the same. The community is not the same as it was 20 years ago. How many of y'all were in this long term? I don't mean people, you know, the community has changed, right? Y'all know this. We're trying to do something because I'm not going to sit down and complain about it. I'm just going to do something about it. Okay, so this is where we're coming from with regard to this. So we're trying to make services and information available to people where you don't have to get ripped off really, really badly to get that stuff done. So the price you paid to come in on this webinar was the price, the setup costs for doing this webinar. We don't intend to make a lot of profit on this webinar, right? Or else we would have put a $25,000 mastermind. Andrew, why aren't we doing a $25,000 mastermind? Never mind, right? Right. We don't.
That's our upsell, David.
That's all. Right. So we want to stem the tide of this trend that we see happening of these $25,000 masterminds and so on. Because the truth of the matter is, as I said to you guys in the Thrive group, if you guys go out of business, the whole system is going to collapse. Right. It's straight. It's quite simple. If you guys go out of business, and that means that the whole world will be pretty much dependent on medical doctors and business sharks and stuff like that. And that would be an unfortunate situation. So that's why we're giving away those packages, and that's why we're doing our part.
The last subject matter we got to go over is coaching and communication platforms, which directly attaches to the mind question.
Yep, pretty much. So some of you all are with Thinkific. Why? Right? Some of you all are with Teachable. Okay. I can see that some of you all put your stuff out on Udemy. Like that made my head hurt me just to say it. Okay. Some of you all on Udemy. Some of you all are on whatever platform. So let's have a talk about that. If you're a coach or a healer and you're putting information out there, let us do a comparative analysis, shall we? Because David is like that. So Thinkific is a pretty good platform. It absolutely is. It gives you your landing page. It gives you everything in one place. It's the only version of Thinkific that is useful is $948 a year. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Okay, if you're going to spend that kind of money, don't spend it on Thinkific, right? Now, comparative analysis, there's Teachable. There's a free version of Teachable. So if you have one course, you can absolutely put it up on Teachable, and it's one course. But you have to understand from thenceforth, you will be paying a lot. It's kind of like MailChimp. It's like the MailChimp of platforms, of learning platforms. If you guys are going to be spending money at all, please get a tool that is complete, that has your landing pages inbuilt and you don't have to spend extra money on it, that has your it has a little bit of a CRM. What about Fiverr? No, Fiverr is a skills training area. Udemy is the death of everything professional. I'm going to say it. I have a problem with Udemy. I'm just going to say it. So a lot of people go on Udemy and they want you to sell your information at what, $7.99, $9.99? How much do you value your information? The only reason why Udemy still exists is because people don't have the confidence to drive traffic to their platforms themselves. So when you're on Udemy, you're going to get 1,000, 1 million people running through Udemy, okay, a day. The problem is they're running through Udemy and they're looking at other people who are reading and watching your stuff as well, huh? But other people's stuff as well. So there may be 1,000 coaches on Udemy. I wish I could pull up that website to show you what exactly is happening there. So yes, you will get on Udemy and you will get the traffic. But what is the point of the traffic if you're only making $9 and something cents for a project that you started that actually took a year to think of, put all your heart and soul and creativity into it? You're selling it for $9.99. You understand where I'm coming from. You guys understand that, right?
Those volume-based websites never pay off unless you're having thousands of dollars of advertising, an email list of 40 to 50,000 people, and you have professional copy.
Guys, value your content and your effort more than that. Get yourself either on Kajabi, if you're going to be putting that out there, have some confidence, and people will notice your worth. Put yourself out there, and do not sell yourself short on a content driving site.
So people were asking, what do I use? I use Kajabi, Ontraport, and WordPress. Now, Ontraport is a CRM. Kajabi is a website connector. You can build a basic website in WordPress, and then you can connect all these other things from Kajabi, landing pages, buy now. Kajabi has a built-in email system to it, so you won't need a mass email system. Kajabi has a template builder for you, so you can right away build, like we tell Jen, here's the copy, and she can immediately build a 2 and 3 and 4 stage landing page and immediately set up all the funnels. So it's an all-encompassing program, and it's simplified for the workforce that I have. Now, do I need Ontraport and Kajabi? No. I use them for specific reasons, so separate specific reasons, because there are certain marketing campaigns that Kajabi is better at, and there are other things where I want to mass email and I want to use the CRM and the data management that comes with it.
Okay, so you guys don't have to worry about that expenditure at this particular point in time. The only reason why we're saying this to you is that Kajabi has everything you need, and you're not going to be running around with 1,000 tools that you're paying monthly for.
And it's roughly 140 bucks a month for the basic account.
Yes, but you have to put the and by the way, just so that we're clear, we're not getting any kickback from Kajabi.
Right.
Okay, we're just
saying it's a good program.
All right. So that's basically what we can tell you with regard to that. The mind is very important when it comes to choosing what it is in terms of value you want to spend money on. Are you going to spend money on an autoresponder and then a landing page and a funnel builder and then a learning platform when Kajabi has all these things integrated on top of each other, right? So you know that if you're a healer or a coach and you want to get your information out there, you just need something that works. And integration is better than running around the internet looking for different programs. Agreed?
Yes, absolutely agreed. So David, we're at a point where we want to get questions from people. So if you click on the